out unless it's part of our lives at that moment. But when we lose a family member, everyone suffers, and it is crucial that we process those feelings and emotions, whatever that looks like. That is why Ellie's Place exists, to help the young people with their grief journey. We've got Christy Ziegler. She's the Events and Outreach Coordinator. Bo Stover is a founding family member, the brother of Ellie, the namesake of the organization. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Christy, let's start with you and talk about really what Ellie's Place does, why it exists, and how it helps young people.
Yes, absolutely. So, again, I'm Christy. I'm the Events and Outreach Coordinator at Ellie's Place, West Michigan. We are really a healing center for grieving children and teens. So what does that mean? That means we provide grief support for children and teens ages 3 to 18 for as long as a family needs, all at no cost to the family. So we really just provide that safe space during what can be like one of the hardest times of their life. To come to learn to process feelings, learn coping skills, learn what's normal. Grief is normal. So we really just try to walk alongside kids in their grief journey.
Yeah, and I think a really important part of this is that they are grouped with peers. And so this is kind of a community for them. Yeah. They know that they're not alone and they're not the only one in the world struggling with this, because I think it is such an isolating thing to have something like this happen to a child.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Well, Bo, let's talk a little bit with you.
Thank you.
How, obviously, Ellie was your sister.
Yep.
You were very, very young. Let's talk a little bit about that story and how this came to be and your role today in Ellie's Place.
Well, Ellie's Place has become a remarkable organization. I mean, over 30 years ago, 1991, Ellie's Place started in a community church's basement when my parents and a number of other community volunteers in Lansing sort of got together and said, this is something that we need to provide, like you said, community for. Figure out a way to let kids in particular find a path to understand what they're going through. And so for me and my two older sisters, it was a tremendous resource for us. Like you said, being amongst peers and finding different avenues to express ourselves, our grief. And so now, we find ourselves in a place where we're helping lots of people all over the state, and it's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and it's great that you're still involved today. Let's talk about the significance of this month, and obviously that is very close to the organization's mission and what you do, and how people can help you at this time.
Yes, absolutely. It aligns perfectly. So I don't know if you even knew this, but there is a National Children's Grief Awareness Day. It's on Thursday, November 21st, just like all those other fun days that we have, Donut Day and all those things. But we are actually celebrating and observing the whole month because it aligns so closely with our mission, and it's so important to us in the community. But yes, it's November 1st. We are doing, Ellie's Place is doing an initiative to fund 30 kids in 30 days. So it's really asking the community to sponsor a child or a teen. It's a one-time ask of $600. You get to pick your day in November. You actually, and what makes this donation special is that we will make a post on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and you can choose to make your donation in honor of someone, in memory of someone, or simply in support of Ellie's Place. And we will post a picture just like we've done with Ellie. Actually, we're super excited because Bo and the Stover family chose November 1st to really kick off the month strong in honor of Ellie. So we're really excited about that. But really just trying to fill that calendar up. We didn't just choose $600 out of nowhere. We chose that because that is what it takes for one child to go and receive Ellie's Place services for one full year. So you're really making like a huge impact on a family.
Yeah. And let's talk about that too, the family aspect. First of all, this is completely free. All of your services are free, which is why there's such an ask. But let's talk about the whole family aspect too, because while you are focusing on these children, you also work with the parents, you work with the siblings, you work with everyone, because you have to heal together.
Absolutely, yeah. It's, like I said, a resource for the whole family. Everybody grieves differently, and how to navigate the conversation as a parent to your kids, as kids figuring out how to express yourself to your parents, and really finding a constructive way to go through this grief journey. It's a necessary thing that is sometimes and oftentimes very difficult to broach, and Ellie's Place is just a tremendous resource for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Bringing this conversation to the forefront, because it isn't an easy conversation to
Yeah.
have unless you are dealing with it. And then it's even harder, right? You don't know where to go or what to do. And thankfully, Ellie's Place is here. So
Yes.
$600 will
Yes.
fund a child for a year. We're trying to do every single day in November.
And I really wanted to highlight why is it so important to support kids that are grieving? Like why should we care and help support? Well, really, we've been shown that unresolved grief in childhood can really lead to really hard things later in life: depression, anxiety, suicidal ideations, things that are really tough. So we're really trying to step in at that moment, at that vulnerable time for the family, and provide a really safe space. And I don't even know if you know this, but 1 in 11 children in the state of Michigan will actually lose a parent or a sibling before the age of 18. So that's a lot. That's like 3 kids per classroom. So it's so common, and we really we really know how important it is to be there in support of those kids, to kind of avoid those problems later in life. Yeah.
Life's hard enough.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. We want to get everyone. That is a staggering statistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 in 11 kids. That's a lot of children. And we want to be able to access them all and get them all into Ellie's Place. So if you want to donate, just go to elliesplace.org. $600 sponsors a child for 1 year. We're trying to get every single day the month of November. Get your friends together, get your business together, raise some money, and help support children in our communities.
Yeah, and just lastly, if you haven't experienced this, that is your blessing. But I guarantee you, somebody is going through this, and oftentimes they're not really that vocal about it. And so this donation, $600, one child, can make a huge difference. So consider that, and we certainly appreciate all the support.
And follow us on social media. That's where you can follow the campaign. You can see all the posts every day. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Excited.
Thank you both so
Thanks.
much for being here. We'll be right back.